Okay, if I could have a motion to reconvene the committee of the whole? Caldwell, by Pabon, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have two items for open. We're going to have Ms. Martin here give us the first one, restructuring of the parking permit fees and the parking meter rates. Monica?
Oh, hi. Good evening. In front of you should have a handout that shows the fee schedule that we changed for FY26. Everyone should have one. If you don't, let me know. So we didn't do a large fee increase. I don't actually know the percentage, but if you look for, at FY25 versus FY26 for the yearly and quarterly amounts, we did add a monthly one, correct, Angie? We added a monthly for FY26. So in FY25 for the basin, the yearly amount was $150, and we went up to $200, where the businesses get a $100 discount. In FY25, we did it was $45 for quarterly, and then we went up about $15 for $60 for quarterly. And as I said, we added a monthly fee at FY26 of $25. And it's the same with the commercial. It was $500 last year in FY25, and we added $50 this year for FY26. And then for quarterly, it was $175, and we went up $25 to $200 for FY26. For commercial this year, $60 added. And that's for the basin. Are there any questions as far as the basin and the increase in fees? Okay, so for the depot, it's the same. We actually have the boxes now, and there's $1.25 per hour by plate. So if you want to just park there for a little while, it's $1.25. If you want to buy a yearly one in FY25, it was $375. This year, we went up $25 to $400 with a discount of $200. It's the same. And then the depot, there's a quarterly of FY25 of $100, and this year we went up for $110. And we also added a monthly fee of $40 for FY26. So we didn't do like major increases, but it's to my knowledge. I wasn't here in 2014, but that was the last time that the fees were increased. If you notice on the last page, it'll show you the breakdown of the revenue for FY24 and FY25 within each for the the quarter and the annual, because those years we didn't have monthly fees at that time.
I'm
sorry. No, that's fine.
I just had a quick question.
Sure.
Could you share how you came up with the $125 per hour? Is that looking at communities around us?
Yeah, so I actually went to Oak Park, and I did and looked back around the community. And so within Oak Park, they actually are 50 cents for 15 minutes. Okay? And then for like $2 for the first 3 hours and everything. So we did comparables around the area, which Oak Park being a larger, municipality. And so we came up with $1.25 would be a good cost for Berwyn.
Is there going? I'm curious. Is there going to be a strategy for assessing this? If we put this in place, and then how are we kind of tracking usage and sort of how this is working out in the depot? I just want to make sure that we're like not just settling a number and then.
We have a new system, the passport system, that gives us reports. And as of the police department, it's now you can purchase a digital at the police department. And right now, Sal did tell me that as of today, we've sold like 1,100. So we are tracking it per month. The reports can show us per month, per quarter, and the yearly amounts of what we sell around the entire, system.
I guess I'm curious. Does that? Does the data go deep enough where we'd be able to know the vacancy of parking spots in the depot, broken down by time, that kind of thing? I think that would be important just to make sure that if rates are too high or if they're too low, that we're able to adjust accordingly and have the data that we need to make those kinds of decisions.
Well, I don't know that as of yet, but
Okay.
I'll go back and reach out and see if I can figure out, if the report gives us, if there are any open spots, then I can let you know.
Alderman, would it be helpful, you think, if maybe they were able to come back in like 6 months or a year to kind
Yeah,
of?
I think
give
a
some
year
updates?
trial, that way we get, a whole 12-month, like, all that data to kind of see how that changes as well. I could see usage changing based on weather and those kinds of factors.
Well, compared to last year, I think last year we sold 2,000 hang tags compared to we already sold 1,100 with the digital system for this year.
Yeah,
So I think that it's a good beneficial system, especially bringing in the revenue, and our fees haven't been updated in, like I say, since 2014.
yeah, no, I'm more thinking about the hourly, because I think that that's going to have the bigger impact, and I especially think, what I don't want to have happen is, for residents on side streets to then be impacted because people are avoiding paying, something that maybe they see as too high.
You mean as the $1.25 per hour?
Yeah,
But I think that the $1.25 per hour is a good fee, considering with Forest Park, Oak Park, and all the other municipalities, especially the ones that have a lot of businesses. If you go down Madison Street by Forest Park, that's the park, what is it, passport parking app you can put on your phone. It's also that amount of money.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it may be more than that.
Yeah.
I think Chief Fellows can give you a little
Mr.
better.
Alderman, so that area specifically, I actually mapped myself personally. So to your point, wherever there is a metered area, there's also 2-hour parking for our business owners as well, so that we're also not impacting our business owners. So we also do have 2-hour parking within the same area as any of the pay boxes. To the other point you're talking about, most streets that run north and south of the Depot District are at a minimum for our residents only. So really, the only impact that we may run into are some of our resident commuters, and then that's a decision that obviously council would have to make if we do special blocks or things along that nature. But most of the blocks that go north and south around that Depot District are at a minimum for our residents only.
And usually with the patrolling, with the LPR car and everything, they can usually dictate if there's a lot of excess vacant spots that people are not buying them. We may not get an exact number, but they can tell us, on this block, rarely anybody parks there 50% of the time. So
yeah, I'd love to
Yeah.
have that, like, come back to us a year from now, like, have something prepared where it's like, okay, we've done this, and now here's sort of a summary of
Yep.
what that's looked like.
we can work on
Okay,
that.
we'll work on it and get back to you.
That'd be awesome. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Any more questions?
Yeah, thank you, Monica. For the commercial, is it, I saw in 2024 that increase from 300 to 500, I assume implemented in the FY '25. Are we disproportionately targeting commercial vehicles then?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. You said in
Yeah, they-
'24, the
Uh,
commercial,
Yeah, that price increase, or the ordinance was updated in 2024 to increase that from 300 to 500.
okay.
So I just wonder if that was factored into the additional increase that went into effect in
For
FY '24.
2026,
That's correct, yeah.
okay. So we came across I'm trying to figure out, when we did 2026, 2024 to 2025, and then in '26, we came across with the commercial. You mean for the quarterly or the
I thought
monthly?
we raised that, right?
So
I thought we raised that in the Public Works Committee.
the annual commercial vehicle fee,
For $550 for commercial,
correct.
okay.
But it increased from 300 in 2024.
It's 500, it was 525 and 550 and 26.
Right, so 2024, 300,
think we raised
2025, 500.
Okay,
Alderman
so
Pavone,
in
can you,
'23, when I first started,
Alderman Pavone?
Yeah, if I recall, I think we did raise that in 2024 in the Public Works Committee. Yeah, for commercial, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't know if that's something we want
Does
to
that
take a
answer your
look at.
question?
Yeah, it answers my, I just want
Okay.
to see, just put that out there, if we continue to raise that fee, not only for those commercial vehicle owners, what can they expect next year, is that another $50 raise?
So you're
And-
just asking basically, are we gonna go up every year? Because it went up from 24 to 25 to 26. So do we need to let the commercial vehicles know that next year it may increase again? Is that what you're trying to state?
Yes, and I think that it could be potentially disproportionately impacting certain groups of people.
Okay.
So,
It
one of
seems
the
pretty
things,
fair. I mean, it's like $50 a month or less.
But
one of the things that I
from
also
2020,
experienced,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
So when we were in office and we implemented a place for commercial vehicles to park because they were nowhere, we tried to make this fair, and give a place to park, make it affordable. One of the biggest things is that they're talking to people where they're parking their city vehicle, not city vehicles, their, commercial vehicles, they were parking in like their church parking lot. The average rate was anywhere between $100 and $150 a month. So the city still is coming in with $500.
It's less than $50 a month.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, that's for commercial vehicle.
And I believe that the Public Works Committee at that time took that in consideration. In fact, at the same time, they raised the vehicle sticker rates
Right.
also, depending on how many cars. So that, they considered that all at that time, as far as, the commercial vehicles and all that stuff.
Okay, no, thank you.
And I don't believe we have any anticipation right now. I can't say about increasing for next year, depending on how we see everything going.
And again, you expressed to me earlier today about the maintenance on these things too. That we
Right,
had to
the-
build in some cost with the maintenance.
Right, with the maintenance fees and everything that we get from Passport and everything, it is incorporated with those fees, and then it gives a little bit for us to get a little bit of revenue along with it.
And maybe one more question for the depot parking.
Yep.
The annual non-business is going from 375 to 400.
Yes.
The business annual is going from 225 to 200. Why lower that, and why not keep it the same?
I'm sorry, you said that the depot is going from 375 to 400, so it's a $25 increase. And then you stated,
The business annual currently is 225, and it's going down to 200.
No.
the business annual for
The depot.
no. That's a discount. You're talking about the yearly is 400, if it's a business, you get a $200. Okay, so this is Angie, the supervisor of
Okay.
it. She told
But
me.
Angie, if you could explain that on the
Yeah, can you-
microphone, please.
So we used to have business reserved and the depot, business reserved and municipal parking, that's $225. It's all included in the depot prices now.
Okay.
So, and we give the businesses a discount of $200 for the year instead of paying $400.
Right, okay,
Okay.
that makes sense. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Okay, hearing no more questions, thank you very much. Our last item on the agenda is the amendments to ordinance 1444.01 and .02, the permit fees. When this came up to the council, I believe the straw poll vote passed it, but Alderman Caldwell wanted it to be discussed in committee of the whole. That's why it's here, but it's also on the agenda tonight. So what were your questions regarding it?
Yeah, thank you. I guess I wanted to start off just by asking for some information about this. Well, actually, before we kind of get into the discussion about the amendments themselves, I guess I'm just wondering if, I know that this is supposed to appear on the agenda later today, and I think process-wise, it would make sense to be able to have discussions in COW, and then have those be integrated into whatever we're voting on.
Well, that's why you have an aldermanic committee, and the aldermanic committee had several meetings regarding this. Am I right, Alderman Bruckman? They had several meetings regarding this, and it was discussed at length and then brought to council. And was referred then to the attorney to draft the necessary ordinance to adopt what the aldermanic committee suggested.
Correct, yeah, and I was in attendance at the meeting, those meetings as well.
Right.
But I just want to make sure that we're able to have conversations about permit fees it's something that's really going to directly affect residents. And I just feel like if it's then appearing directly after on the city council agenda, if we're having a conversation and we want to change something, then that kind of puts us in a bad spot where either it has to be pulled from the agenda or we have to vote against something that's on the agenda because it is not matching maybe things that come up during
Council?
the whole.
It was sent to me, it was approved, and it was sent to me for drafting. It was approved in concept.
Yeah.
So are we discussing concept, or are we here to review the drafting?
No,
I'm a
I'm
little
here
confused.
to review the draft for sure. I'm just
I
more
do
talking
have a
about
red line
process.
copy. This is kind of a consolidation. It's a very long chart that's consolidated from many dozen points to 12. I think the legislative intent of the committee was to make it easier for residents and make a chart that was easier for people to follow and be able to understand. And it seems that it's done that. I can hand out the red line version here to see, so you could see how much has been consolidated, if that gives you a better picture of it.
No,
Or-
and
or-
I want to be clear. I'm talking about two different things because I think I wanted to just start by talking about process before moving into the conversation about the substance.
Well, then, what would be the sense in having the aldermanic committee look at it? I mean, what you're basically talking about is two separate meetings to talk about the same thing. So the aldermanic committee meet, and every alderman is welcome to hear what goes on there and ask questions should the chair permit. And now you're at committee of the whole, it's the same 8 people that could be at that meeting to hear that. So what you're asking for is 2 separate hearings. It doesn't make sense.
I'm more
I mean,
just
government
thinking.
moves slow, I got it.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
little too slow sometimes.
Well, I think it's more just about making sure that we're leaving breathing room to have discussion and, what is the point of having a committee of the whole discussion to dive into the details if then we end up voting, it ends up being on the agenda to vote on as it currently stands.
Well, what generally happens is the aldermanic committee would make a decision. It would be then referred to council. And council then has the determination to go along with it and refer it to council to draft the necessary amendment or ordinance. So that's the way the process should go. But at the time she refers it to council, if somebody wanted it referred to committee of the whole at that time to further discuss it, because they didn't have enough input at the aldermanic committee, they can ask for that. And that's exactly why we put it on committee of the whole tonight.
Correct, yeah,
you asked
so, because I like to have the actual text to look at, and make sure that we're talking about the details rather than just broad strokes. So we can phase into talking about that, but I just wanted to kind of clarify, it would be nice to be able to have a discussion here to talk through any potential changes or issues that come up.
Well, then what we would do is, what we should do then is, when staff comes up with these recommendations, just put it right to committee of the whole and forget the aldermanic committee meetings.
No, I'm not trying to dismiss the aldermanic committee meeting importance. I think that
That's what
is
it
a
sounds
vital
like.
piece. No, I'm just saying the aldermanic committee does the heavy lifting of coming up with
Well,
the
the
concept.
staff has done the heavy lifting. They're the ones that came up with it.
Understood. Staff and the aldermanic committee do the work of the kind of the preliminary work of working out most of the kinks, but I'm saying that this still, in my opinion, in my view, should go through a process of being reviewed with council, especially if it's being requested, and not have it be on the agenda immediately following if there are things that come up. I don't dismiss the work that's been being done by the aldermanic committee. It's more just a matter of process and making sure that we're.
But the vote at the last council approved it. So I don't understand if there was discussion to be had, just refer it to committee of the whole, don't approve it. You guys approved it, sent it to the attorney for drafting of the ordinance.
The approval, and I had said this as part of my vote, was the approval was for the concept, but it was not necessarily for what the draft ends up saying at the end, because I want to make sure that we have a discussion about what the contents are, and you can't do that based off of something that hasn't been drafted
What do you mean
yet.
what the contents are? I'm not quite sure what you mean.
The substance, the
So
actual
you mean
words.
actual dollar amounts? Well, the actual words, and then what you're doing is you're questioning the legality of the ordinance?
No,
So
but.
I'm confused on
But
what you're
changes in wording can have a significant impact on what actually occurs. So that's part of why I want to make sure that, you know, we're able to have these discussions to kind of identify any potential issues that come up.
This particular ordinance is completely a chart.
Yeah.
There's no words at all that are not in the chart.
I understand.
I would like to, though, on your point, procedurally, how we're going to move forward, there is a backlog. I do have multiple ordinances that are sitting on my desk that we didn't have time to discuss tonight because we had a full cow. I think if we're going to proceed this way in the future, we're going to have a cow at least once a week if we're going to go over everything to this depth. And I think we need, both the electeds and the staff are going to have to come to some sort of procedural understanding. So, you know, we're actually moving forward here and not just kind of caught up in committees and putting things back and forth. So
I think it more has to do with, you know, if there are certain items that are going to be more important, you know.
I'll agree with you. There may be
Right.
certain things that we're looking to change maybe in an ordinance that would actually change content of the ordinance.
Right.
One of those is the conversation that the three of us have had. So I agree with that. I don't disagree with that. But in this case, the content is really nothing but the changing in the dollar amounts and consolidation of some of those. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I want to say, you know, I appreciate the work that's been done by the committee. I'd like to dive into the content if we can, just to kind of talk through it and make sure that we're all on the same page. I was part of the meetings, and I know that there was a range of percentages that was discussed. In the end, in terms of the permit fee, it looks like it landed on being 1.5% of the cost of the project, which was, from my recollection, on the higher end of what was discussed. And I guess I'm curious about, you know, what is the goal of kind of going for that percentage, right? What are the goals that we're trying to meet by changing permit fees so that they, quite frankly, in total will end up costing residents more?
Well, Micah, you sat in on these meetings. We had three zoning meetings, I believe. You
Yeah.
attended every one. You asked questions. We all discussed this. We back and forth for it. We had a 2 and 3 hour meeting one night almost, and we went back and forth on fees and percentages. We ended up right in the middle. And we all seemed satisfied on that committee. I think Joe, you were there with us, right? Yeah. And so we brought it forward, we passed it, and now you want to ask questions. I don't know. I'm lost too.
I mean, I don't get a vote.
So, in the first meeting where the proposed changes were given to us, the committee, the three of us together, and Mike, you were there, excuse me, Alderman Caldwell, you were there, asked for an analysis at different price points so that we could understand what the actual impact would be should it have been hypothetically at 2%, at 1.5%, or at 1.25 of an increase on a flat fee rate, or excuse me, of an increase on the total cost of the work. And so we worked together, and again, we had 3 meetings on it where we had robust discussion with really the intent being to streamline the process, because right now it is confusing for residents when they come in and they're trying to get work done, and they have a laundry list of different things that they need permits for. So now they could have one project and one fee, and it aids in that transparency. So that was the incentive or the impetus for making changes. And then when we did an analysis with those dollars, and I don't have that necessarily in front of me, but we came to an agreement unanimously on the 1.5%.
I guess I'm,
Just to follow up on that, maybe a grand emphasis to why this needed to go up. Director Lagares said that Mayor Lagaro asked him to figure out a way for the building department to make more money, and that this was one of the potential solutions for that, to increase revenues there.
And we wanted to be careful not to do it in a way that would overly burden residents.
And I think overall, some fees might even be less, is that correct, what we just, right, Joe? Yeah. So,
That's correct. Some of them were actually lowered. And again, Alderman, I can hand you this. You can do a
I got it.
side-by-side. I have a red line that you can compare to that on
Yeah,
how extensive that you have
I got the
ordinance?
old one and the new one.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
thanks.
extensive the ordinance went from 11 pages to 3.
Yeah, and I support kind of
Yeah.
simplifying. I think that's an important thing. I'm more talking about just percentage and sort of in the long run, right? Over a year, it would end up raising costs of permits for residents. I think part of my concern with raising the cost is that it doesn't include the cost of inspections into the percentage, and so that ends up being additional costs that gets incurred as part of this. The inspection costs themselves are opaque. You know, it doesn't even try to list how much these inspections might cost, and I think that that's problematic because I think people go in thinking, okay, I'm going to pay 1.5% of this project, and then they learn that, oh, by the way, there's going to be 4 $50 inspection fees as well. Now you're adding $200 to your project permit fee. So I would, and I voiced this during the meetings as well, I would love to see inspection fees be listed out and then updated as needed in the future, rather than have them be sort of like, oh, well, it's whatever the inspector is going to charge.
No,
Because
that's not true.
no, I
The
think
inspection fee is
it's
flat.
fee, it's a flat fee.
I understand
Because
it's
the
a flat fee.
inspector does not get the full amount of the fee.
I understand, but it's not listed in the ordinance.
But you can't list how many inspections each project's gonna require.
But you can list, okay, a plumbing rough inspection will cost this much, a plumbing final
So you'd
inspection will
have to
cost
go
this
through every
much.
source of work that could potentially happen on any project. All inspection fees are set at a flat rate of $50. So when they pull for their permit, they would know, they would be told, you will need this inspection, this inspection, this inspection, depending on the project.
Could we put the flat fee there?
Sure, you could.
That would be helpful in and of
It
itself.
should be in there, probably. It's
Yeah.
gotta be somewhere in one of the ordinances, because that's what's been that forever.
I think having that listed would be beneficial because then people would understand, okay, you know, I can expect that.
But we can't have it listed per project, because there's too many different things that might be in a project.
Of course, but right now it says,
Say $50 per inspection, not put it up.
consultant and inspection fees incurred by the city of consultants/inspectors, but not limited to the fees and costs to review plans by architects, engineers, externally hired subcontractors, inspectors, inspections, and processing. Reviews shall be additional fees included in the overall cost of the permit, but it doesn't list.
And we won't necessarily know what the review of the plans would be, because that's done by an outside agency. It's what they charge us, but we've been doing more in-house with that based on the staff we have. But if you want to amend the ordinance to say that all inspection fees for any project are $50 per inspection, that's a simple line we could throw in there.
I would,
I mean, if you adopt this
appreciate that.
tonight, we'll give it back to the council to amend it and put it back out.
okay, I would appreciate that. I think that would be important.
That's not a problem.
One other thing that stuck out to me is looking at the local improvement and building permit fees. It currently says the first $2,000 of the value of the work costs $30. There's a fee of $30, and then every additional $1,000 after that would be 1.5%. I guess I'm curious. $30 out of $2,000 worth of work is what is that? Is that 1.5% as well? Or is that is? Okay. Then I rescind what I was going to say because I thought
Okay,
that it
'cause
didn't line
I
up.
wasn't at that meeting, so you guys discussed that.
No, that makes sense. Okay. That's all I've got.
Okay, anybody else have anything?
I just have a question. So for the parking fees and meters and all, are we going to do a mailing or a mass?
I
Like the city does
believe the Salgamina has been working with our communications department on how they're gonna put that out.
Okay.
So he
great.
has been doing that. I'm sorry, yes.
We've also done one for the senior citizens, and it's at the clerk's office, and I'm also working with Angie and Sal to make sure the senior citizens have a separate one, since theirs is different, and you're able to get that at the clerk's office.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And we'll talk to Claudia to make sure that it's up on city communications on the website as well.
Yeah, they've been working on that, I know.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
I had one more question, going back to the building permit fees, and maybe you all talked about this in the committee. For the meter size and those adjusted fees going from 5/8 to 2-inch, do we have any sense on when someone is replacing their water meter? Is it 1.5? Is it 2-inch? What's most
All
common?
that depends on how many fixtures they have, and each fixture has a different count.
Okay.
So for example, a sink may be considered 2 fixtures as opposed to just 1. A certain toilet might be 3 fixtures. So all that depends, the size of the line depends on the fixture count of the house.
Okay.
And that's information that the building staff would give out when the person comes in to go that, yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn the committee of the whole?
Second.
Carmichael by Palachik, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? See you back in a few minutes.
9 minutes, 51. 51. Yes.
8 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Alderman, say, where did you get your tea? I'm freezing. They forgot to like take it or what?
It's always like this, I don't know why. You go up to those radiators, they're cold. I don't get it. There's tea, let's go grab it. So I look at you sitting there.
I could do it here too, whatever you like. Give me 1 second, let me put these up.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
I do.
Clerk Garcia, can we call the council meeting to order, please?
Good evening. Caldwell,
Here?
Bowman. Here. Leisure,
Here.
Bates.
Here.
Pabon,
Here.
Palaszczuk.
Here.
Brockman.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
8 ayes, Mayor.
If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we could please keep in our thoughts and prayers the family of Arlene Harold. She was the mother of the former Berwyn Park District Director Jeff Janda. She has recently passed, as well as the passing of Ronald B. Tomasek, who is the father of our police officer and auxiliary officer Ronald Tomasek, and also the men and women we have on the street tonight. Thank you. If anybody wishes to address open forum, please step forward to the podium and state your name and address, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nomar Bello, and I'd like to share February's outreach campaign, Love Where You Live. This campaign is about keeping a clean community. Residents can help by taking care of their homes and yards, by keeping garbage lids fully closed, avoiding trash overflow, and picking up their pets' waste. The city also offers multiple services that help residents, such as rodent control, sidewalk replacement, and picking up bulky items. Public spaces are shared by everyone, so being respectful of parking, noise, and shared spaces will bring us closer to a better community. Love where you live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the audience? Alderman, any open forum?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just want, this last week, we, I know experienced in the city of Berwyn, a lot of main breaks. I know in the 6th Ward, we took it, pretty big licking. I want to personally thank, the Public Works crew. They were out there early morning till late at night. Being a fireman, I understand how it sucks being in this weather, being wet. Those guys are jumping in the hole, doing things. So, I just want to tell them thank you very much. It's not easy. I know they had to call different crews out also, especially for one of them that caused a tremendous amount of problems. So I just want to give my gratitude to, the Public Works Director, John Marchand, Chris, and Frank. So they, every time, no matter what time I called, in the day or at night, they answered. So I just wanted to give a shout out to our Public Works. So thank you.
Okay. Alderman, anybody other Alderman? Okay, hearing none. Item C1, please.
Item C1 are Committee of the Whole and regular City Council meeting minutes of January 27, 2026.
Before we do that, I think we have a correction on the minutes.
Is your microphone on?
Yes?
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you have to make the motion first, or do we do?
No,
Okay.
say with the correction.
So there were a couple things left off. I spoke, I talked to, I corrected the erroneous assertions of the Fire and Police Committee meeting, and I invited everyone to watch the actual live feed of the meeting to see what actually happened. I also talked about the city's partnership with Beds Plus, and how they were helping out with the cold and getting people into Beds Plus. And then I wished one of our interns a happy birthday, Xavier. And also, Alderman Palaszczuk did talk about the logistics of setting up the meetings and stuff, and that's not on the minutes either.
Okay. So do I have a motion to accept the minutes with the amendments as per Alderman Leisure?
Yeah, it'll be my motion to accept the amended minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion by Fate, second by Palachik, to accept the amended minutes as presented for the Committee of the Whole and Council meeting of January 27th, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E1, please.
Item E1 is a communication from BDC Director Holzberg, 2025 BDC Annual Report as informational.
Did you want to say something, David?
Nope.
Okay. We have the reports on our desk. Do I have a motion to consider informational?
Yep, I move to accept the 2025 BDC annual report as informational.
Second. But I actually have a quick question since
That's a good question.
since I got you here, one of the things I wanted to ask you, I know there's like, I'm not a big social media guy, but there's been some talk about the Windsor property, that there were some dealings that went in the past prior to the RFP that came out. Can you kind of shed some light on this?
Sure. I think the question you're asking is, did we meet with any developers prior to the RFP being released? And I would say absolutely. We started doing that in January. When City Council bought the property, we started going out and seeing who would have interest in there. So we probably met with a half a dozen developers. So thank you for the question.
Quick one, and are you doing anything like that with the super block? I mean, I call it the super.
He does that all the
Okay,
time.
I just want, no, I understand, I just wanted to.
Yeah, any project that the BDC handles for us with any kind of economic development, Dave makes a point of inviting anybody to come out before the RFP even comes out so that they're aware of what we have or what they
I
don't.
appreciate getting the ball started. I mean, I just wanted to know, because I know there was a lot of chatter out there, appreciate it, so.
No, that's what I would expect that you'd want me to be doing, is reaching out and finding developers for our properties.
Right.
Great question. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a motion by Bowman, seconded by Palachik, to accept item E1 as informational. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E2, please.
Item E2 is a communication from BDC Director Holzberg, the 2025 Finish Line Grant Recipients Development Recognition Awards, informational.
I move to accept the 2025 Finish Line Grant Recipients Development Recognition Awards as informational.
I have motion first and seconded. Do you have something you want to add?
I do, please.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Tonight, I am Alexis Alano. I'm with the Berwyn Development Corporation. I'm a project manager on our economic development team, and I am the manager of our Finish Line Grant Program. I'm excited to be here tonight to present the BDC's Development Recognition Awards to a handful of our Finish Line Grant recipients who've made significant contributions to Berwyn's commercial property pool and are here in attendance with us tonight. If you're not familiar, the Finish Line Grant Program provides capital reimbursement for qualifying labor and material expenses related to commercial property renovations within Berwyn's TIF districts. With these awards tonight, we're recognizing those in attendance for completing impactful improvements and rehabilitation projects in 2025, as well as awardees from previous years who were unable to attend past ceremonies so that they too can receive their well-deserved acknowledgement. In 2025 alone, the BDC committed over $135,000 in awards, leveraging more than $330,000 in private investment towards the impactful renovation and improvement across Berwyn's commercial corridors. But numbers are only part of the story. These projects represent very engaged property and business owners making real investments into Berwyn's community. This work enhances Berwyn by creating functional, welcoming spaces. They bring food, services, and experiences that spark connection, meet our needs, and create the sense of belonging that we all feel here in Berwyn. Each of the representatives tonight made a choice to invest here, to grow here, and to add to the fabric of this city, and for that we are grateful. Mayor Lavero, if you wouldn't mind joining me in recognizing these tonight's awardees, both presenting them a plaque. Recipients, when I read your name, if you could please stand and join Mayor Lavero for a quick photo. We'll recognize you tonight. Let's start with Berwyn Dental Connection. Attending tonight is Dr. Olivia Laras, business and property owner, and her project focused on improving the energy and heating efficiency at her office through window replacement. Next, we'll recognize BR Barber Lounge number 3 at 7000 and 8 Cermak Road. Represented tonight by Represented tonight, we have Juan Sempian and Hugo Martinez, 2 of the 3 business partners working on these barber lounge locations in Berwyn. Not in attendance is also partner Eduardo De La Torre. Next, we have Fitzgerald's and Baby Gold at 6615 Roosevelt Road. Tonight, Will Duncan and Jess King, the business and property owners, are in attendance tonight to celebrate the erection of an exterior pavilion for dining and entertainment. And finally, we'll recognize the team with Pro LG Insurance, 6547 Cermak Road. In attendance tonight, we have Laura Gomez, as well as her father, Pro LG Insurance, sorry, as well as her father, Jorge Gomez, and their team member in attendance with us. The team completed property renovations, including branded awnings and to enhance the visibility at the front. Thank you. Once again, to our recipient, thank you so much for choosing Berwyn. Thank you for investing in your property, in the future of our community, and most importantly, in your business. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Lavero.
So I have a motion by Caldwell, seconded by Carmichael, to accept his information. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item F1, please.
Item F1 is a resolution granting permission for the annual baseball parade on May 2nd, 2026.
I move to adopt the resolution granting permission for the annual baseball parade on May 2nd, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Bowman, seconded by Leja, to approve the playground Little League parade on May 2nd, 2026. Adopt the resolution. We need to send it to the state also for verification. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item F2, please.
Item F2 is the appointment of Omar Garcia to the Berwyn City Tree Board for a 3-year term, effective February 10, 2026.
I move that we concur with Mayor Lavero's appointment of Omar Garcia to the Berwyn City Tree Board for a 3-year term effective February 10, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Leja, seconded by Pabon, to concur with the appointment of Omar Garcia to the Berwyn City Tree Board starting February 10th, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Garcia?
Raise your right hand. To you, Omar Garcia, having been appointed to the City Tree Board in the City of Berwyn in the County of Cook, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the City Tree Board according to the best of your ability. Congratulations.
Phil, did you meet the new people? No, you need to meet the new ones that we put on the tree board, so they can get acclimated with you. Item F3, please.
Item F3 is the appointment of Brianne Speyer to the Berwyn City Tree Board for a 3-year term, effective February 10, 2026.
I move to concur with Mayor Lavero's appointment of Breanne Speyer to the Berwyn City Tree Board for a 3-year term effective February 10th, 2026.
Second. Motion by Breckman, seconded by Palachek, to concur with the appointment of Brianne Speyer to represent the Berwyn City Tree Board effective February 10th, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Ms. Speyer?
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the City Tree Board according to the best of your ability. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Item F4, please.
Item F4 is the appointment of both Paul Froyland and Jeffrey Johnson to the Auxiliary Review Board for a 2-year term effective February 10, 2026.
I move that we concur with the Mayor Lavera's appointment of both Paul Froyland and Jeffrey Johnson to the Auxiliary Board Review for a 2-year term effective February 10, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Leisure, seconded by Palachek to concur with the appointment of Paul Froyland and Jeffrey Johnson to fill the vacancies on the Auxiliary Review Board effective February 10th, 2026 for a 2-year term. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Froyland and Mr. Johnson, please come on up.
Raise your right hand. Do you, Paul Froyland and Jeffrey G. Johnson, having been appointed to the Auxiliary Review Board in the City of Berwyn and the Township of Cook, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the Auxiliary Review Board according to the best of your ability?
Congratulations, gentlemen. Item G1, please.
Item G1 are reports from the clerk for the handicap parking sign determination for 1910 Grove Avenue. Approved.
I move to accept the recommendation from Clerk Garcia regarding the handicap parking sign determination approval at 1910 Grove Avenue.
Second.
Motion by Bruckman, seconded by somebody over here.
Caldwell.
To approve the handicap spot at 1910 Grove. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item I1, please.
Item I1 is Fire and Police Commission, promotion of Joseph Manfredini to the rank of sergeant. Informational.
Alderman Leisure. Did you want to call up another?
Yes, well, the J2 we're going to call up, oh, right, after this one. Okay, so I would like to call up J2 to be read and passed right after we do I1.
Motion to move up item J2,
Second.
seconded by Palachek. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. On item I1, what's your motion, Alderman?
I move that we accept this communication from the Berwyn Fire and Police Commission certifying that Joseph Manfredini is the next eligible candidate on the sergeant promotion list, effective start date of February 11, 2026, as information.
Second.
Motion by Leisure, seconded by Palachek to consider the communication for the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for the promotion of Joseph Manfredini as informational. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J2, please.
Item J2 is Acting Police Chief Fellows appointment of Joseph Manfredini as sergeant with the Berwyn Police Department effective February 11, 2026.
I move that we accept this communication from Acting Chief of Police Michael Fellows introducing Joseph Manfredini to accept the oath of office as Sergeant with the Berwyn Police Department effective February 11, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Palachek, motion by Leisure, seconded by Bowman, to accept the communication, well, I heard him first. To accept the communication from Acting Chief Michael Fellows for the promotion of Joseph Manfredini, effective February 11th, 2026, to being appointed Sergeant. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Joseph?
To you, Joseph Manfredini, having been appointed to the rank of Sergeant for the City of Berwyn Police Department in the County of Cook, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, support the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of Sergeant to the best of your ability. Congratulations.
We need things to and then colors light up in the front. Congratulations.
Item I2, please.
Item I2 is Alderman Malaysia's communication from Police and Fire Committee meeting minutes from January 20, 2026.
I move that the council accept this communication for the Fire and Police Committee meeting minutes of January 20, 2026 as informational.
Second.
Motion by Leisure, seconded by Palachek, to consider the minutes as informational. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J1, please.
Item J1 is a communication from Finance Director Martin, restructuring of parking permit fees and parking meter rates. Upon approval, this item will be referred to the city attorney for drafting.
Be my motion to approve the restructuring of parking permit fees and meter rates as presented in committee whole and sent to the city attorney for drafting.
Second. Motion by Fate, seconded by Palachek, to approve the fee changes that presented in the committee of the whole for parking and forward them to the city attorney for the drafting of the ordinance. All those in favor, on the call of the roll.
Caldwell.
Aye.
Bowman.
No.
Leisure.
Aye.
Faith.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Palashek.
Aye.
Ruckman.
Aye.
Carmichael. Six ayes, 2 nays, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J3, please.
Item J3 is a communication from Acting Police Chief Fellows, permission and authorization for the Lincoln Middle School Annual 8th Grade Parade on May 28, 2026, between 8:45 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Mr. Mayor, it's my motion for Acting Police Chief Fellows, the permission to authorize the Lincoln Middle School and 8th grade parade on May 28th, 2026, between 8:45 and 11 a.m.
Second.
Motion by Palachek, second by Leisure to concur with Acting Chief Fellows on the Lincoln School 8th grade parade on May 28th between 8:45 and 11 o'clock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J4, please.
Item J4 is a communication from City Attorney Oshner Jr., approval of settlement contract related to 17 WC 3209.
Be my motion to concur with City Attorney Oshner and approve settlement 17 WC 3209 in the amount of $155,020 granted in executive session. Second.
Motion by Fate, seconded by Carmichael to concur with City Attorney Oshner Jr. and approve the caption workers' comp case in the amount of $155,020 as approved in executive session. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Caldwell.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Faith.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Palashek.
Aye.
Bruckman.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J5, please.
Item J5 is a communication from City Attorney Oshner Jr., an ordinance amending Part 2, Title 2, Chapter 210, Section 210.09, Section 210.09 of the Codified Ordinances regarding rules of the City Council for the City of Berwyn, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Mr. Mayor, it's my motion to approve City Attorney Mike Oshner's ordinance amending Part 2, Title 2, Chapter 210, Section 210.09, Section 210.09 of the Codified Ordinances regarding rules of the City Council for the City of Berwyn, Cook County, State of Illinois.
Second.
Motion by Palachek, seconded by Fate to concur with the amended ordinance of Chapter 210 and the necessary sections, affix the necessary signatures, and place it on its way to passage. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Caldwell.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Faith.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Palashek.
Aye.
Bruckman.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J6, please.
Item J6 is a communication from City Attorney Oshner Jr., an ordinance amending Part 14, Title 4, Chapter 1444, Section 1444.01 and Section 1444.03 of the Codified Ordinances regarding general building and related fees of the City of Berwyn, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Mayor, I move to defer the ordinance amending Part 14, Title 4, Chapter 1444, Section 1444.01 and 1444.03 of the codified ordinances regarding general building and related fees to the next city council meeting so that changes discussed in COW may be incorporated.
Second.
Motion by Caldwell, seconded by Carmichael to defer the ordinance to the next council meeting for a necessary change. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, wait. Let's do the call of the roll.
Necessary change.
And
was
I
just
would be-
The permit fee?
And I would be a defer, a nay would be not to defer. And it would be the necessary change. He's talking about the inspection fee, $50.
Can we just amend it?
You can, but this is his motion now, so we have to take a vote on it. By the call of the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Leisure.
Nay.
Faith.
Nay.
Pabon.
Aye.
Palashek.
Nay.
Bruckman.
Nay.
Carmichael. 4 ayes and 4 nays, Mayor.
Okay, I do not need to vote. The motion has died because it did not receive a majority. Is there another motion?
I'd like to make a motion to amend it and add the fees into the ordinance that Attorney Oshner So I'd like to amend the ordinance and add the fees that Micah would like to see in there, and we can pass this tonight. So I'd like to amend the ordinance, amending Part 14, Title 4, Chapter 1444, Sections 144.01 and Section 144.03, the codified ordinances regarding general building, related fees for the city of Berwyn, county of Cook, state of Illinois, have the corporate authorities affix the necessary signatures.
Second.
Motion by Fate, seconded by Palachek, to verbally amend the ordinance by adding the inspection fee of $50, adopt the ordinance, have the city attorney fix it in, adopt the ordinance, and fix the necessary signatures, place on its way to passage. All those in favor, on the call of the roll.
Caldwell,
Just want to say I appreciate the amendment, and I vote aye.
Bowman,
No.
Leisure,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Pabon,
Aye.
Palashek,
Aye.
Brockman,
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
7 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J7, please.
Item J7 is a communication from Director of Public Works Marchand requesting authorization to release a request for proposal for commercial corridor landscaping maintenance and watering.
Mr. Mayor, it's my motion to approve Public Works Director John Marchand's request to authorize to release the request for a proposal for the commercial corridor landscaping maintenance and watering.
Second.
Motion by Palachek, seconded by Pabon, to concur with Director Marchand and allow him to release an RFP for the landscaping maintenance and watering for the 2026 growing season. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J8, please.
Item J8 is a communication from Senior Engineer Campbell. Approval of pay estimate number 11 for the Ogden Avenue Water Main and Sewer Project for a total amount of $216,186.87. This payment includes a 10% retainage and should be processed from the ARPA funds.
Mr. Mayor, it's my motion to approve Senior Engineer Campbell's pay estimate number 11 for the Ogden Avenue Water Main and Sewer Project for a total amount of $216,186.87. This payment includes a 10% retainage and should be processed from the ARPA funds.
Second.
Motion by Palachek, seconded by Pabon, to concur with Engineer Campbell and approve pay estimate number 11 in the amount of $216,186.87 for the Ogden Avenue Water Main and Sewer Project to be paid from ARPA funds. All those in favor, on the call of the roll.
Caldwell,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Leisure,
Aye.
Bates,
Aye.
Pabon,
Aye.
Palashek,
Aye.
Brockman, Carmichael. 8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J9, please.
Item J9 is communication from Building Director Lazara. Amend Ordinance 1424 to reflect adoption of the newest version of the National Electrical Code, the NEC. Upon approval, this item will be referred to the city attorney for drafting.
I move to accept Building Director Lazara's recommendation to amend Ordinance 1424 to reflect adoption of the newest version of the National Electrical Code. Upon approval, this item will be referred to the city attorney for drafting.
Second.
Motion by Brockman, seconded by Caldwell, to concur with Director Lazara and amend the ordinance to approve the new NEC code, the National Electrical Code, adopt the ordinance, refer it to
Thank you.
City Attorney Oshner for the proper drafting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The consent agenda.
Be my motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Fate, seconded by Leisure to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Aldermanic committee meetings. Alderman Caldwell.
Just want to make folks aware that as of today, the community member application for the pool committee is now open and available. We are accepting those. We welcome anyone to apply, whether you have any sort of experience being in one of these groups or not. And we will be making determinations this next month. Applications close March 1st, and you can apply either online, which you can find on the city website, or you can come into City Hall and fill out a paper application as well and find that at the receptionist desk.
Okay. Alderman Bowman.
Call it, Chair.
Alderman Leisure.
Call of the chair.
Alderman Fate. Alderman Pabon.
Call the chair.
Alderman Palachek.
March 11, 6 p.m., we're going to be having Public Works.
Okay. Alderman Brockman.
I'm having a ward meeting Thursday, March Thursday, February 19th at 6 PM. Call the chair.
Alderman Carmichael.
Father Care, motion to adjourn?
Before I take the motion to adjourn, there are still, we did appoint 2 people to the tree board. There are still 6 other aldermen that have to give us a nominee to appoint to the tree board, okay? Okay, I'm sorry, motion to adjourn, seconded by Palachik. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.